Hello, everyone, and welcome back for our next case study of the day. And might I say, one of the more popular case studies of the day, Le Smile Deke Dekho. To present this case study, we have with us Ms. Karishma Gupte, Vice President Brand Practice at Edelman India, and Mr. Amit Nanchahal, Associate Director, Food and Sustainability, PepsiCo India. Delegates, you can push your questions in the chat box, and our speakers will address a select few questions at the end of the session. Over to you, Ms. Karishma.
Thank you. Thank you, Srinivas. I'm going to be sharing my screen with the case study, and let's get started. I'm sure all of you last year saw the Lay's packages with faces on them. This was actually an international package change that was coming to India after having traveled the world from Egypt to America to China and Pakistan and Thailand before this. When we heard about this, we were given the challenge of educating India really to hold up their pack to their face and share a smile using the Lay's pack, and that was honestly the challenge that the client sort of gave to us. When we heard about this idea, and what we decided was that we would look at an approach wherein we would see who the audience is, which was the audience between about 18 to 24 years of age, and see how we could get them to start posting on social media and really create almost like a movement of people sharing their smiles using the Lay's packs. What we realized when we sort of investigated this audience was the fact that they're all sufferers of FOMO and all love following trends that they see on social media. They look at influencers who they trust and are sort of and seeing what they could do. So using these insights, what we decided to do was we looked at creating a campaign that would make the Lay's smile packs literally the talk of town, and getting them to understand how to use those packs and how to hold them up to their faces and click pictures. So like I said, the idea was simple. Set a trend with influencers flooding Instagram with posts, and then get India to follow. How we did that, and it was honestly a fairly interesting approach, but not without any challenges. Obviously, we face challenges of the fact that social media today is extremely cluttered with a multitude of influencer campaigns that happen every day. There's also the fact that that a number of brands are talking to people through social media channels, and it becomes something that a lot of people scroll through. And if you think of your own behavior, how much of anything that you see on your Instagram feed really catches your attention? Hence, what we decided to do was that it needed to be something of such scale that would grab attention, and that was sort of our number one approach when we looked at creating this campaign. The second approach also was the fact that we needed to sort of get this campaign going within the first 3 days of launch with really an earn-centric approach, which actually means that we needed to get a lot of people posting about these packs without paying them. As you would understand, budgets are always limited, and to get a movement going, you definitely do need budgets. So I'm going to, without further ado, move on to how we approach this. What we decided was that we needed to create something which was almost like a money can't buy experience, something that almost forced people to post. And what that was personalized packs of Lay's. So if you can imagine anyone getting a Lay's pack with their face on it, it's something that's so unique and that is so once in a lifetime that you will definitely want to post. And that was really the idea that we came up with. Obviously, this idea had logistical challenges. what we were looking at was reaching out to almost 1,500 influencers, and it wasn't as simple as just picking up a picture from the internet and pasting it on the Lay's pack. What it needed was that we had to reach out to all 1,500 influencers personally, get their photographs taken so that we could get high resolution pictures, then have them designed onto the packs of Lays, and then printed, packed with the chips, and then sent out. As I said, wasn't an easy task. It was something that took over about 4 months to put together, and hence it was a fairly long process. Alongside, we also needed to ensure that all the deliveries and all the outreach sort of happened at the same time, so that we were able to flood the internet and almost create a moment wherein all you saw was Lay's packs on your Instagram feed. So how we did this was, of course, making sure that all our deliveries were sent out in such a way that they almost reached influencers right across the country. So whether from Chennai to Kashmir, from West Bengal to Gujarat, within a 1 or 2 day period. What this resulted in was obviously a campaign that had maximum impact, something that really got India posting about this. As you would understand, influencer marketing over the last couple of years has really evolved. And something that we obviously were aware of was the fact that people are looking for money and are keen to only collaborate with brands from whom they are able to earn. And that was, again, something that we kept in mind when we created this campaign. To overcome that, like I said, of course, there was the whole money can't buy angle of the packs. But there was also people who we chose as the trendsetters who would become almost like the flag bearers of this campaign, and who would first start posting about this, who we collaborated with and paid. But that was only less than about 4% of the people who we sent out these packs to. What happened with that was that these trendsetters almost like started a movement wherein everyone else who got the packs felt left out if they didn't post about it. And that's what really happened, and that's what I talked about, the FOMO attitude of the people that we were talking to. So everyone we sent packs to couldn't really resist showing off that they were chosen to be on the packs of Lays, and that became the moment to show off. What this did also was to set off a number of stories on social media, on traditional media. So we had a number of publications writing about this campaign and about the scale and size of the campaign, as well as the fact that that it really set off a movement of understanding that not every influencer campaign needs to be backed with large budgets. And that was honestly something that we had set out to do. To talk through some of the results, I'm going to actually hand over to Amit Nanchal, who worked very closely with us on this campaign. He was our key client and did set us audacious targets. But over to him to talk about whether we achieved them or not.
Thank you, Karishma, and good afternoon, everyone. Just like to add what Karishma mentioned, that the Smile campaign is a flagship campaign of PepsiCo. Started in 2014 in Egypt, came back to many countries, and then launched last year in India. The India campaign is a little different from global, and we spent almost 6 months designing and thinking about that. So if you would have noticed, each Smile pack had a distinct smile attributed to it, right? So we had a flirty smile, a calm smile, a classic smile, a joyful smile. And the idea was that, we researched that and we saw the trends, and we put those smiles in 24 different flavors. So each smile had 4 flavors, 2 male, 2 female, so total 24 flavors. And then we went out and start talking to media. and through influencers. I think what worked for us, and since Karishma also talked about KPIs, one clear KPI which we got internally from our bosses was very simple, that when we launched this campaign on social media, the best indicator of the success of this campaign would be that when anyone goes on their Insta profile on a particular day, they should see the smile packs there. So that was one key KPI, and we so I think that's what we worked around. So the first idea was that we had to choose influencers. So while Karishma spoke about influencers from different genre, it was not as simple as it is. So we looked at a multiple list of influencers, whether they were lifestyle, travel influencers, people who are writing blogs. So we made a list of 2,000 to 3,000 influencers. We also went and saw that over the last 6 months there were people who were talking about Lay's, the friends of Lay's. So we also reached out to them. So we had a list ready of almost 1,500 to 2,000 influencers. We also made sure that a lot of these influencers came from different parts of the country, because we never wanted one set of audience talking about the message at one particular point of time. And then we set ahead and start talking to these guys. Now, putting a smile on a pack might sound and look simple, but like what Karishma mentioned, it had lots of layers of processes to it. A very simple fact that if you need to put a smile on the pack, the picture has to be pretty high resolution. And the biggest challenge for us was that we had people never had a 10 MB picture with them. The minimum required was 10 MB. So we then sent photographers across the country, spoke to these influencers, went to their offices, went to their homes, and took pictures for them. I think, and that was very satisfying because we got some amazing pictures of all influencers. So imagine across the country, influencers reaching out to their homes, offices, and taking pictures. And then we put all those pictures together, designed the packs, and turned them around in 2 weeks' time, and made sure that the packs reached to all influencers during a particular point of time. Because we wanted to create one big impact on social media rather than inspiring that over, say, a week or 10 days. So the packs reached the influencers, and the experience was surreal, to be very honest. People loved to see the images. People send us messages that they were so happy. It also reflected in their post. But I think that was just the tipping point, because what happened after that was really amazing. I think within a week or 10 days, we started getting calls, emails, messages from people saying that this is fantastic. We want our own smile. People actually went outside the market, started picking up Lay's pack and taking pictures of their own smile. Our fellow moderator Srinivas just told me that he's very shy in putting pictures on social media, but when he saw the Lay's pack, his beard was very similar to one of the Joyful Masala pack, and he was the first one to put it on his social media handle. So imagine people who had never posted were posting stuff, right? And in a way, they were endorsing a brand. And also the best part is that it's been said that the acid test of your campaign is being successful is when people start making memes on it, right? And if you can see some of the pictures, not only influencers, we had celebrities also using the pack and sharing memes. Another phenomena which came out was the time where we launched the campaign, it was the marriage time. So we saw a lot of brides and grooms, during their photo shoot, using Lay's as one of the photo shoot and putting it up on social media. A lot of journalists reached out to us asking us that, did you pay these brides and how did you manage these? And we said it's simple. It's the power of the brand and the love for the brand, and also the creativity through which the Smile campaign has created through influencers. So yeah, so I think that was basically a kind of a success metrics. But then the campaign isn't over if you don't have numbers. Happy to share the numbers talked itself on the success of the campaign. 1,450 influencers, and happy to say that 96% of them were organic. So imagine in a time where every person feels he's an influencer, and when brands reach out to them, they directly ask for financial support. We were able to give them, like Karishma mentioned, money can't buy experience, which turned out to be priceless for them. And then they went ahead, not only put it on social media, but shared it with their families and friends. So 1,450 influencers, which gained us almost 210 million impressions, which was huge. And not only impressions, the best part of again, an acid test of a campaign is just not impressions, but the engagement, what it gets out of that. So we got 25 million engagements. So almost like 1/8 of the post was getting you engagement, and people were talking about it. 2,500 posts and stories, and finally, if you ask me, how this helped the brand, right? So while this was one part of the campaign, but we believe that influencer campaign helped the out to the people. We were able to improve our brand distinction scores by 2%. We also helped improve our brand imagery, both in terms of packaging scores improve, the young and trend-setting scores improve. So overall, the campaign was able to, not only help with sales. Of course, the sales also increased because of the campaign, but your equity scores also saw a high increment because of the campaign. And I think influencer campaign was, as I mentioned, the tipping point. There were other things which we did around that, whether it was on social media, we had celebrities, television and YouTube. So all that happened. But I think the icing on the cake was the influencer engagement activity, which at that point of time, not many brands had experimented with. Some of the brands did say organics with say 50 or 100 influencers, but going and talking to 14, 50 influencers. And one key parameter here was that it was everything to put your risk on, because end of the day, it's an influencer. He could have said no to the pack and not put that on social media, right? And there were a few people who did not eventually. But the fact is, the storytelling was so interesting. The proposition which we gave to the influencers was so interesting, and that it worked. And post that, Lay's has done something similar. You would have seen it, the Heart Work campaign. We've used our learnings from that, and we've kind of replicated the same model this year itself. So Karishma, thank you very much. The client was very happy, and we pulled off something which we had jitters earlier. But I think that makes the victory even more worth celebrating. So yeah, that was in a nutshell, guys, the Smile campaign. I hope you all would have not only used the picture but consumed the pack and shared it with your friends and family when it was launched last year.
Amit, I think there are a couple of questions, and one of them is specifically would be something that you could answer. It is, how has the consumption behavior changed in the recent months, and will it go back to what it was before?
Yeah. So we all know that things have changed. India faced one of the most robust lockdown across the world, and it did have an impact on all the industries. But food industry was a little better off. One good thing was that Lay's is a product which is consumed in home. So while the factories were closed in the beginning, things have started to going back to normal now. People have started consuming the products. How the company pivoted was that we started engaging with delivery services like Swiggy and Dunzos of the world, and we were able to ensure that people were getting their favorite snacks delivered right to their homes. But it will be fair to say that it will take some time for things to go back to normal. But things are picking up. The festive season is about to happen in the next few months, so we are pretty confident about that. Yeah, I'm happy to say that we've launched few campaigns during this period of time. The Heart Work campaign has been encouraged, and people have loved it. People have spoken about it and shared on social media. And very soon you'll see another interesting campaign coming from Lay's, which I'm sure will be a delight for everyone, and of course will further help in bringing the business back to the normal.
Amit, I think the Heart Work campaign response also does fit in for the next question, but maybe you can elaborate slightly. We have only 1 minute though. The question is, how has messaging changed for food brands during the current lockdown environment?
Yeah, so I'll be very honest to say that the messaging has not changed drastically. We were engaging with influencers. We were creating money can't buy experiences earlier also. What has changed is that how brands have become smart enough and they've pivoted and created content which is more purpose-driven. I think that was the need of the hour, which made it more authentic. So the Heart Work campaign, for those who don't know, was all about thanking the unsung heroes like farmers and retailers. And we created multiple touch points, consumer touch points in engaging with them and talking about the campaign, whether it was social media, television, So I think overall the messaging has remained the same. Only thing is that I can say is that the focus has become a little bit more on social media. What would have happened, say 3 years from now, maybe it got preponed right now in terms of reach through digital media. But overall messaging remains the same, creating content which is authentic, which is engaging, and people can relate to it.
Thank you. Thank you, Karishma and Amit. It was amazing to get insights on what goes into making a viral campaign. Also, a special thanks to our sponsors, Telesign, ShareChat, Blink Digital, and Nielsen. See you all for the next case study session in exactly 15 minutes.
Thank you, guys, and take care of yourself.
Thank you.